Welcome, everyone, to the 5th season of 31 Horror Movies in 31 Days. No big theme or series of films this year, just a bunch of random nonsense that'll most likely suck, and therefore my pain will delight you. You might find I concentrate more on films from the 80s this year, though, but that's mostly because the 80s were awesome, and I'm trying to do anything I can to not suffer as badly as I did last year. So let's get started. Made in 1981 and filmed in North Carolina, Final Exam proves my long-standing theory that no one in North Carolina in 1981 was in any way attractive.
I got better things to do.
Final Exam is one of the thousands of slasher movies that flooded cinemas after the success of Friday the 13th and Halloween. It's also one of the thousands of slasher movies that isn't very good. The story is basically this. It's finals week at whatever community college this is, but there might be a killer on campus for some reason.
Hi.
You ready for this?
Oh, I guess. Are you?
Oh, hardly. I only know about half of it, and that's the easy half. I mean, what do I have to take chemistry for anyway? I'm going into advertising.
Yeah, I know. Well, that is a problem with education. They do keep trying to teach you all that stuff.
Yeah, like chemistry. I hate chemistry. I mean, chemistry hates me. It's that simple.
Oh, come on, it's really not that bad.
It's easy for you to say. But I have to make an 82 on this exam to pass the course. And if I don't pass the course, my parents stop making the payments on my car. I mean, this is serious. An 82, or else I have to walk.
Just when you think that this movie is going absolutely nowhere, suddenly this happens. So for a moment there, this slasher film, which has barely been a slasher film at this point, went in a totally interesting direction. But oh, haha, it's just a hilarious mass shooting fraternity prank. Man, remember when we had the freedom to commit mock terrorist attacks just for fun? Thanks, Obama. Anyway, the very southern sheriff shows up to berate everyone for daring to call in a report of a mass shooting.
All right. What's going on out here? We was told there was a shooting. Multiple shooting at that. And we better find a multiple shooting, or somebody's going to wish that a multiple shooting was all the troubles he had. Now, who called?
There seems to have been a misunderstanding, Sheriff. We've all been the victim of a harmless college prank.
You call me? We got all our calls on tape, so you might as well admit it.
I didn't deny that I called you. I thought it was real. It could have been. I mean, senseless murders are a modern phenomenon. Can I help it if people are crazy? These type of murders happen all the time.
Oh, they happen. But not in my county, and not on my supper time.
And then redneck midget Walt Disney shows up for no reason.
Hey there, Sheriff. What do you need? Well, everything's under control around here, Sheriff. Now, you know good and well that I'm holding up my end. And there's not one bit of crime on this whole campus. Not yet.
And then that's the end of that. Aside from some very brief and random shadowy, stalkery moments, nothing else happens in Final Exam for almost an hour. I understand the need to give your drive-in audience time to get to the snack bar, but an hour, really? Of a 90-minute movie? Luckily from there, though, it's murder time. And there's a hint of some creativity in this scene in the school gym, where the film's most annoying character finally bites the dust.
Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? Stop screwing around!
time, it seems like our hero is going to be Radish, the gay nerd. And yes, his name is actually Radish.
It's me, Radish, let me in! Let me!
But of course it just turns out to be some girl who really hasn't done anything of note up until the point where she becomes the film's lead character. To complement her anonymity, the killer is just some dude. Who he is or why he's doing it is never explained, and he doesn't even bother to wear a mask or to hide his face. He just drives to campus in his sweet van and decides to commit sweet murder. However, he does seem to have your typical movie killer powers, always popping up in the right places at the right time. And apparently he can also teleport out of places he's been trapped in. In the end, though, you can just beat him with a stick until he falls to his death, and when he makes that last horror movie grab, just get all medieval on his ass. Final Exam gets 2 stars. It's a generous rating considering how generic the horror elements are, but the redneck bullshit made me laugh, and I have a feeling that in comparison, some of this year's other movies are going to be much, much worse.